Hello everybody!
Hi again.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of the GS English podcast.
Yeah, welcome back.
My name's Owen.
I'm Lawton.
So how are you doing today, Lawton?
Today, I'm doing pretty good today. How about you?
Excellent. I'm okay. I think I might have caught my wife's cold.
Uh-oh.
So I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little different today.
Okay, just don't give it to me. I don't want it.
Okay, but don't worry, I shall be okay. All right, so today what we have for you is another dialogue, and we're going to be talking about costs. Mm-hmm. In the past, we've done cost in relation to the construction economy, but today we're going to give you some specific expressions that you can use in your working life.
Right, exactly. And just like in previous episodes, we prepared some comprehension questions that we would like you to listen for as you listen to the dialogue. So let's just briefly go over those. So number one is just, what is the problem? What is the problem in the dialogue? Number two, what has caused cost to increase? What has caused cost to increase? And finally, number three, what is the boss going to do? What is the boss going to do? All right, that's it.
Okay, so listen very carefully, see if you can pick up the answers to those questions.
How's your work on the ABC project coming along?
It's okay. I'm a little worried that costs are running high though.
Why is that?
Some vendors have driven up prices and we're at risk of going into the red.
Surely we accounted for that risk in the budget.
Yes, but if prices rise any more, we may come in over budget.
That's not good. Have you spoken to your team leader about it?
Yeah, he's going to speak to the vendors in person to try and solve the problem.
That sounds like a good idea. How's your work on the ABC project coming along?
It's okay. I'm a little worried that costs are running high though.
Why is that?
Some vendors have driven up prices and we're at risk of going into the red.
Surely we accounted for that risk in the budget.
Yes, but if prices rise any more, we may come in over budget.
That's not good. Have you spoken to your team leader about it?
Yeah, he's going to speak to the vendors in person to try and solve the problem.
That sounds like a good idea.
All right, so that was our dialogue today. So let's go ahead and go over the answers to the comprehension questions. So the first question that we had was just, what is the problem? So what's the problem in the dialogue? And what's the answer to that one, Owen?
The project is at risk of going over budget.
Right, they're at risk of going over budget.
So they haven't gone over budget yet.
They're just at risk.
They're at risk, so
Right.
there is danger of that happening.
Yep, good, okay.
Okay.
And so what has caused costs to increase?
I think it's the vendors have been increasing prices of some items.
Right, exactly. The vendors have been increasing prices. They've been driving prices up. Very good. And then the third one, what is the boss going to do? What's the boss going to do?
He is going to visit the vendor in person.
Exactly. He's going to visit the vendor in person. Yeah. Great job. Hope you guys got the answers to all of those. And let's go ahead and move on to our key expressions.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so today we have 4 key expressions for you to learn, 4 idioms about cost, budgets, that kind of thing. Our first one, we'll get right into it, is to run high.
Run high.
Yeah, so in the dialogue it says, I'm a little worried that costs are running high. Costs are running high. So what does that mean?
Right, it just means that costs are high. Costs are currently high.
Higher than expected.
Right, maybe higher than expected.
Yeah.
And so this is used a lot related to money, related to costs, but it can also be used in relation to emotions.
That's quite a common one.
Right,
Yeah.
so I'll give you an example sentence here, and then we're going to give you a chance to repeat it. Okay, so here we go. After the meeting, emotions were running high. After the meeting, emotions were running high. After the meeting, emotions were running high. Okay, so run high, costs run high, emotions run high.
Emotions were running high, so everyone was very angry or emotional, upset about something. Yeah,
Right.
so that's what that means. Emotions were running high.
What would be the opposite of run high?
Can you guess? So running high, the opposite to that would be running low. You guessed it. All right, so running low. This means, so an example sentence we could say is, team funds are running low after our big dinner last week.
Right.
So we've had too many hueshiks and the team funds are running low. My bank balance is running low. Oh, okay, that's not what we want to see. All right, so when we talk about money, running high, running low, like common. Okay?
What's the next one?
Our second expression today is to drive up prices.
Drive up prices.
In the dialogue, it said some vendors have driven up prices. So what does that mean?
Right, put simply, it just means to cause prices to go up. To cause prices to go up. So an example sentence of this would be, the increased demand for oil has driven up prices over the last year. The increased demand for oil has driven up prices over the last year. The increased demand for oil has driven up prices over the last year. Okay, and what would be the opposite of that one, Owen?
The opposite of that would be to drive down prices.
Right.
All right, so for example, I could say, by negotiating with the salesman, I was able to drive down prices. And you could also say the decreased demand for oil has driven down prices over the last year.
Right.
Yeah.
So drive prices up, drive prices down.
Yeah.
Easy to remember.
All right.
How about the third one?
Our third expression today is to be in the red or in the black. Okay, in the dialogue it said, some vendors have driven up prices and we're at risk of going into the red.
Okay.
Going into the red. So what does that mean, to be in the red, to go into the red?
Right, to be in the red, to go into the red, it basically just means to be spending more money than you're making. So to be in debt, essentially.
So yeah, when you have a bank balance, if the number is in red, then it means you're in debt. We don't want to see that. So what's an example we could use?
Okay, so an example sentence of go into the red is, we have massively overspent this year and have gone into the red. We have massively overspent this year and have gone into the red. We have massively overspent this year and have gone into the red. Okay?
Okay.
And what would be what's the opposite of go into the red?
The opposite of go into the red is to go into the black.
The black.
To be in the black. You want the bank statement number to be in black. All right. So as a result of our investment strategy, we are now in the black. As a result of our investment strategy, we are now in the black. We are now in profit and making money. There we go.
Okay, and what's the last one today?
Our last expression today is to come in over budget. To come in over budget. In the dialogue it says, yes, but if prices rise any more, we may come in over budget. So what does that mean, to come in over budget?
Yeah, so to come in over budget basically just means that when the project is finished, when the project is already completed, we spent too much money. We spent more money than we had budgeted for.
Yeah, so it's to finish the work, right? So we're coming in over budgets. What's an example?
Right, so an example sentence for this one is, we encountered many difficulties with the project and came in over budget. We encountered many difficulties with the project and came in over budget. We encountered many difficulties with the project and came in over budget. Okay, and what would be an opposite for that one?
An opposite would be to come in over
Under.
Under budget. All right. So an example could be everything went perfectly, so we came in under budget.
Woohoo.
Exactly. All right. So our 4 expressions today were costs running high, drive up prices, go into the red, and to come in under budget.
Right. Some great expressions that hopefully you guys can use at work.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay, that's all the time we have for today. So, as always, thank you very much to all of you for watching and listening wherever you are. It's really very, very much appreciated. Just make sure you try and use these expressions that we've taught you today in your work when you're talking about costs and budgets.
Right. And also just remember to look into all of the other courses that we offer here at GS because there are quite a few of them and they can really help you along your English journey.
Exactly.
All
Okay,
right.
so have a great week and we'll see you next time.
See you next week.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.